you made. Tell me your name, tell me what it was made of, what kind of wood you used, and a little bit about it. Maybe something that was particularly hard, particularly easy, something that you found interesting along the way, something you learned. Just give us a little history on the piece that you got. So.
Don Davis. Sometimes you have a project that really looks hard, but it was easy.
That wasn't it?
No. That's one I think is the opposite. It looks easy, and it was hard. Michael and I talk 2 or 3, 4 times a week, and it's always, what are you doing today? What are you doing today? And for this, that's a 2-year project. And it's about the 5th one I made, and what's hard about it is you can make the bowl too thick and you can't spread those things. You make them too thin and you spread them and break. The original idea was to have a piece of wood separated. And then you can't do that because the shape of the bowl, the round ring that you turn gets smaller, and so that doesn't work. So then I tried copper, and it didn't work. And I tried a dowel rod, and it didn't work. And my wife bought fabric, and that didn't work. And that is just, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'll wrap the twine.
Why did that work?
It just was too thin and it wouldn't hold the water.
What kind of wood is it?
So it's cherry.
Beautiful. That's beautiful, Don. That's cool.
That is
Very cool.
Oh, I think that's mine, Joe. Dan Schmoker.
It is, Dan.
That's made out of plum. And it came from my neighbor's backyard a couple of years ago. If you get a chance to turn American plum, it really turns nice. It's got 2 coats of water locks on it. I just got tired of the normal rims, so I made that one a little different than what I usually do.
It's nice.
That I want to talk about later, Joe.
Okay.
Tech tips.
Zane Kaler, mine is a piece of ginkgo I turned into green, and it had all them low spots in it. My wife suggested that I buy some of that stuff, fill that in, and that's my first attempt at it. It didn't come out as good as I'd like for it to, but it's better than I thought it might be. And that was mine too. The piece of Bradford pear out of the tree when our daughter had to go down. And I think that's the first cut above the ground, and there wasn't any grain to it. I had an awful time with that thing, and I was still gonna break it. Like another year or 2, it's still gonna crack.
That's a pretty big piece for a Bradford pear, though.
Well,
I mean, it usually.
that stump they brought out there was probably that big around. I didn't know Bradford pear.
I didn't either. That's surprising.
I just took a 15-inch template and laid it on there where I thought I could get something out of it. We the rest of it.
Joe, the card on the table tells about that. I bought that in Canada. And I
Gene Martin parent.
Yeah, the Anglican Cathedral rents out artisan spots alongside the cathedral. And this guy was there selling his wood crafts. He had an amazing variety of different things. I paid $18 Canadian for it, I think. But I talked with the guy for 15 minutes or so, and I thought, well, I've taken up a bunch of your time. You know, he was really paying attention to me instead of trying to entice people in. So I thought, maybe I ought to buy something. His point was that whenever he gets a tree, he uses the whole tree. And if you look at the bark on that, that's a piece of the limb.
Yes.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
That is a piece of Polonia.
And you are.
What's that?
And you are.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Ted.
Ted.
Okay.
You remember
So
your last name?
Yeah. Ted too. Okay, that's a piece of Polonia that me and Dan got from down there in Dixon Springs here. It's about as worthless a piece of wood as you can get. Pretty nice little bowl. And that is, I was in hope Dixon was here with the box, with the box to see how that fit in.
I thought it looked like a dovetail or a puzzle piece. I thought maybe you kind of made it.
No, I couldn't find the other picture. But I glued it together with that glue. That was,
Rapid fuse.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that is some pretty neat glue. And that, in 30 minutes, that's set up hard enough you can go back to work.
Tom's there. Guy at work yesterday, he's giving me chunks of wood before, said, why don't you make a chalice? And I think that's what he meant, just a cup. So I went home and I had a piece of mulberry fence stuck in the lathe already that I ground it off and it's been there for several weeks. And this is a piece and I just went at it. I've made those before, but I thought this time, the wall thickness has always been thicker. I thought I'd be daring and try to make it get a little thinner. So bottom's still a little too thick, but the walls are a lot thinner than I've ever done. So it was just a quick piece. It's nothing outrageous, but I gave it to my kid and she thought it was special. So there we go.
The shape's nice. It's good shape. I like the shape.
Thank you.
That's a steak knife. I've been wanting to try to make some new steak knives, and so it actually turned out pretty good. It's
Tom Brock, that's a little novelty. I was over at my neighbor's house one night, found the top of a tequila bottle, and just put a little lid on it. Well, I found the lid. I
Found the lid in the bottom.
don't know what that was. The rest of the
It
bottle-
was next to him when he woke up in the
Yeah.
morning. Stuck to the side of his
I
forehead.
just thought it was, oh, it's kind of funny. It might have been working.
Sorry about this.
Yeah, so Charlie Young, that's blue plywood, blue paint rest from my big lady.
How's it work? Pretty good.
I haven't used it yet. It's still warm. It's finished.
Whose chair? It's an excellent chair. It's mine. I've been on a quest to make window chairs for over a year. By first part of January last year, I realized what they were. Originally, I wasn't so taken with the form. There's a lot of different styles of windows, but when I saw how they were made, I just had to learn how to do it. And, that's my third chair. The turnings are all hard maple and finished with no paint and polyurethane on that.
What's the seat?
The seat's pine. Use a softwood on that for all the carving you have to do. And then the crest is white oak because you got to steam in that. And then the spindles in between, those aren't turned. Those are done on a shape horse with a drawn knife.
Wow.
It's supposed to be very nice.
Beautiful piece.
I got a lot more of them to build.
How much time do you figure you got in one?
I've just been saying probably 40 hours, but when you learn it, it gives you a lot.
Sure.
But I hope to be able to make it much quicker.
Now, did you take a class to begin with? Or?
No, well, I did take a class, but I bought a book a year ago last March by a chair maker who just published it, Peter Galber. And he's one of the well-known ones in the country. What an excellent book. He did all the illustrations in it himself. He's an artist, but quite a chair maker. And so I studied that book for, like I say, I'm still studying. It's been a year and some months now. But, and then rounding up the tools that I needed, and you're working with green wood, so you're splitting logs and stuff like that. But then when it came to where I was just about ready to make one, I still had some hesitation. There was a class came up in Tennessee with Greg Bennington. He teaches a class. So my first chair I made down there, and that went well, and I came home and made, that's the third one since then. So
Beautiful.
It is.